Bhaja Govindam, verse 22. Wise living to realize the ultimate truth. Rathyā carpaṭa viracita kanthaḥ Puṇyāpuṇya vivarjita panthaḥ Yogī yoga niyojita citto Ramate bālonmattavadeva. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. The yogi, who wears only the rags made of old cloth, who walks the path that is beyond merit and demerit, whose understanding mind is joined in perfect yoga with its goal, revels in truth, and lives thereafter as a child or as a madman. Seek Govinda, O foolish mind. Let us now listen to a story based on this verse. There was a monk leading a simple life. The people of the town respected him for his simplicity, as they considered him to be a wise man by all his actions. In the town, a young unwed woman became pregnant, which was an embarrassment. In order to save her boyfriend, she declared to the elders of the town that this monk was responsible for her pregnancy. When the monk was encountered, he only answered, "Is that so?" He was thrown out of the town along with the pregnant woman. The monk went along with the pregnant woman but was quiet about her untruthful utterance and the shame she brought upon the monk. He continued to beg in the neighboring village, not only for himself but for the pregnant woman who had sullied his character. A few days later, the woman felt guilty, realized her folly, went back to her town, and revealed the truth of who was really responsible for her pregnancy. The elders of the town who banished the monk were repenting for humiliating the monk. They came and profusely apologized. The monk only answered, "Is that so?" A wise person has no image, thus is inwardly free. In such a case, he will be viewed as a child without any internal image, as he is free. Such an inner freedom is unheard by the ignorant. An important aspect of the wise man is that by wisdom he discovers fulfillment from within himself, and he becomes a non-demanding person. He accepts with equanimity whatever comes his way. He is walking along a path that is devoid of merit and demerit, or virtue and vice. These are there only when there is an ego or a sense of doership behind an action. He is focused upon yoga, one whose mind is focused upon the Lord, and one who abides in the knowledge of the self is always happy. He is intoxicated with the happiness in his own heart. Like a child, he is free from all worries and anxieties. A mind without ego revels in yoga. Ego divides, and thus one feels it is other than oneself. When we read and try to understand this, one feels it is quite difficult to follow this and be egoless. For a start, we can at least start reflecting at our actions and see if we need to react or respond to a situation. When we start practicing this reflection, we will start contemplating and improve bit by bit, day by day. When we focus our attention to a larger good than looking and reacting to satisfy our ego, we will start moving forward in this path. Also, when we start offering all our thoughts, actions, and words to the Lord, taking Him as the doer, we will progress faster in this path. Now, a story for the students. One day, Buddha was walking through a village. A very angry and rude young man came up and began insulting him. "You have no right to teach others," he shouted. "You are as stupid as everyone else. You are nothing but a fake." Buddha was not upset by these insults. Instead, he asked the young man, "Tell me, if you buy a gift for someone and that person does not take it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man was surprised to be asked such a strange question and answered, "It would belong to me because I bought the gift." The Buddha smiled and said, "That is correct. And it is exactly the same with your anger. If you become angry with me and I do not get insulted, then the anger falls back on you." One must learn to control our anger. Our words and actions can affect others. Think before you speak. Also, develop patience and tolerance towards someone who behaves angrily. Life will give you a lot of challenges and opportunities to learn. If you learn and develop these values at a younger age, you will be able to face life courageously. Students have to enjoy and face life. You have to go through the experiences. Only when one has faced the situation and seen the pros and cons, one will realize the values of these teachings. It will come in handy at the most important phase in your lives. So, listen to this. You may not be interested or changed now, but these are the seeds of values being planted which will blossom one day when it is needed the most. Jai Sai Ram.